This was not really a car. It was a cargo platform with an engine, four-wheel drive, and a steering wheel added to it. The earliest versions weighed around 360 kilograms, yet they could carry up to 454 kilograms of cargo across rough terrain. And the driver did not even have to sit behind the wheel. The steering column could be folded forward, allowing a soldier to guide the vehicle while walking, crouching, or even crawling beside it. This was the M274 Mechanical Mule, one of the strangest military vehicles used extensively in Vietnam. But behind its simple appearance were both ingenious ideas and dangerous flaws. The roots of this machine go back to 1944. Delmar Barney Roos, one of Willys Overland's key engineers and one of the creators of the famous military Jeep, filed a patent for an extremely lightweight four-wheel drive carrier. The drawings already featured a flat platform, an engine underneath it, four-wheel drive, low-pressure tires, and no conventional suspension. The vehicle was designed to carry cargo across difficult terrain, be transported by aircraft, and even be dropped by parachute. The patent was granted in 1948, but production did not begin until the mid-1950s. The Army wanted a vehicle weighing less than 340 kilograms that could carry nearly 450 kilograms of cargo off-road, a requirement that seemed almost impossible on paper. The production vehicles were slightly heavier than originally planned, but the main principle remained. The mule could carry a load roughly equal to its own weight, while the earliest versions could carry even more than they weighed. Its official name was dry, and typically military, truck, platform, utility, half-ton, 4x4, M274. But soldiers quickly called it the Mule, and the name suited it perfectly. An air-cooled gasoline engine was mounted beneath the rear of the platform. Early vehicles used a four-cylinder Willys engine producing around 16 horsepower, while later versions received a simpler two-cylinder engine with about 14 horsepower. There was no conventional suspension at all. The low-pressure tires had to absorb the bumps. But the steering system was the most unusual feature. The steering column could be repositioned so the mule could be driven while sitting, standing, or crouching. The Army manual specifically described these different driving positions. In a dangerous area, a soldier could guide the vehicle without rising above the open platform. One detail in particular surprised me. If the operator walked in front of the mule, he had to select reverse gear, because the vehicle itself was moving backward. The Army manual specifically warned operators about this procedure. Its maximum speed was around 40 kilometers per hour, and considerably lower off-road. For a flat platform with no suspension, seatbelts, or protection of any kind, that was more than enough to feel every bump beneath the wheels. Between 1956 and 1970, four manufacturers, Willys, Bowen McLaughlin York, Bayfield Industries, and Brunswick, produced around 11 240 mules. During its service life, the family received 6 main designations, from M274 to M274A5, although some were upgrades of vehicles already in service. In Vietnam, the Mule became a true infantry workhorse. It could be slung beneath UH-1 helicopters, delivering ammunition, equipment, and communications cable directly to frontline units. It was also used to evacuate wounded soldiers from the battlefield. Special lifting points were fitted near each wheel for helicopter transport or parachute drops. If a mule landed upside down, soldiers could simply turn it back onto its wheels and continue moving. But what impresses me most is the weaponry carried by this tiny mule. It could be fitted with machine guns, including the M60, but its best-known armed version carried the M40 recoilless rifle. It was officially described as a 106 mm weapon, although its actual caliber was 105 millimeters. The designation was changed deliberately, so soldiers would not confuse its ammunition with the incompatible rounds used by an older system. Later, the Mule was even adapted to carry the TOW anti-tank missile system. But an official Army assessment revealed another side of the story. On wet or sandy ground, the Mule often struggled for traction, and on rough terrain, at anything faster than walking speed, it became extremely unstable and could overturn. It also required constant maintenance, while the distinctive whine of its cooling fan could be heard from several kilometers away. Early versions were started with a simple pull cord, almost like a lawnmower, even though the same vehicle could carry a weapon capable of piercing armor. The Mule looked simple, but keeping it running was anything but simple. By the late 1970s, the M274 was already considered outdated, although some remained in service into the following decade. The Mule was noisy, unstable, and demanding to maintain. But the need for a small carrier that could operate alongside infantry never disappeared, and years later, the military effectively returned to the same idea. A machine with no cab and no suspension, yet capable of carrying an anti-tank weapon. Do you know another military vehicle that looked this strange but was equally ingenious? Let me know in the comments.